Maximum point sport, blood. Welcome back, everyone. It's been a little while. We've been away from here. We've been really roaming in Rome, and finally, we're back on the show. You know what I mean? What we know how to do best, blood. It's been a roller coaster and rocky weeks, like recent weeks in it. It's been an absolute rocky weeks. You know, if you're from an Arsenal fan perspective, you know what I mean. What am I going to say? What have we got to do? What next? What next? A lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to discuss about. And guys, welcome back to this channel again. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit a like. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And of course, I'm here to be pumping you with the content steady as I usually does. You know what I mean, blood. Okay, let's get into this. Of course, today we're going to be talking about a lot of things: the Premier League, what the different races in the Premier League, the top four races, the relegation battles, title challenges. Of course, we highlight a bit of on the European games. Of course, we have some other English clubs still left to play the European games. Of course, I'm recording this video on Wednesday. Of course, in the build-up ahead to Liverpool versus PSG hosting Liverpool in Paris, of course. And then we have other English clubs, Manchester United, Tottenham playing on Thursday in the Europa League, of course. But then we're going to highlight some of these games, including that epic masterclass, the best away win in the knockout phase of the Champions League ever. It was PSV 1, Eindhoven. It was PSV Eindhoven 1, Arsenal. You know what I mean? So let's get into the Premier League, of course. Premier League. And it's been really, really rocky. Like I said earlier, it's been really rocky weekends in the Premier League. Things going haywire in the Premier League. The Premier League is really heating up, even though if you look at the table, you see like everything is just so defined already. I think this is one of the most boring seasons in recent years. One of the most boring seasons. And this is exactly what I have been talking about. This is exactly what I've been praying that doesn't happen. Like, I don't want the Premier League to come to a point where people will start thinking there's nothing left. I mean, everything is predictable and all of that. I really, the league was done. Like the title challenge was done a long time ago. But well, let me know your thoughts anyway, because we're going to go down deep into all of this, and we will be starting with the top four race. The top four race. I mean, from the fifth position down to the third position. The second and first position, we'll talk about that later. But the fifth, fourth, and third position, knowing the fact that if the fifth placed team has has the chance to play the Champions League, to play Champions League football next season, you know what I mean? So we're going to be talking about who is going to get this post. Like, who do you think are going to go? And when I looked at the table, that is the only interesting part of the league. That the top four race or the top five race is the most interesting part of this league, because I tell you, what I'm saying, if everything, Fulham could make the Champions League. Brighton could make the Champions League. Aston Villa could make the Champions League. These teams are only 3-4 points away from the Champions League spot. Bournemouth could make the Champions League. That's how competitive these are. But of course, those spots is currently occupied by Manchester City and Chelsea. You have Newcastle there, I mean, looking around that position as well. It's going to be a battle at the end of the season. Like, that is the only battle you're going to look at and like, yeah, let's see what happens, what goes, like who's going to come at top. But trust me, you can never write off teams like Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton. You can never write them off. Villa has been really shaky. Villa's been not performing at in the Premier League. They've not been performing at the peak, like where you expect them, what you expect Villa to do in it. Even after bringing in all these players, they're not really performing up to what you really expect. You know what I mean? But they're still there. 4 points, adrift of fifth position. You know what I mean? And it's a brilliant position to be. Like if you go on a run, with that position, I think as I speak, if I do my research very well, Aston Villa are 10th place. Like they are sitting on the 10th position right now. 4 points, just 4 points away, from fifth position. Of course, Chelsea sits on fifth position with 46 points, and Aston Villa are on 10th position on 42 points. So it's not a matter of one team just going on the run. And any of these teams, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton, Newcastle, any of these teams goes on the run, they seal that point. They seal the Champions League spot. It's really going to be a fight. Like I know these teams are really going to be going to every game's pumped. They will be approaching every game's like, yeah, we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. Like it's not going to be an easy game at all. And I really want to watch games that has to do with these teams playing against each other because it's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. One good takeaway already is Nottingham Forest. Yeah, they are doing really good. They still they still have the confidence. They're still there. You know what I mean? And they are still sat, third position in the league. You know what I mean? So I don't think they are going to be bottling that. I'm sure Nottingham Forest is going to be playing the Champions League next season. And yeah, I'd really want a new team, fresh teams, come into that position. Like that Bournemouth, Brighton, you know what I mean? I'd like to see teams like Fulham even getting. Of course, Villa is playing the Champions League now, but just a fresh team. Nottingham Forest is there. I'm really happy for them. You know what I mean? I'd like to see those Brighton, Bournemouth, Fulham get into that. It will be mad. It will be mad. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is, and it's going to be really interesting. The top four race, trust me. And watch out for that. I'm really going to be talking much more on the top four race. It seems to be the most interesting part of the league at the moment. You get me? Relegation battle, done deal. Southampton, Ipswich, and of course, Leicester. You know what I mean? These guys are soaked. They are really soaked down there. The points are really poor. 9 points. Southampton took only 9 points. Leicester 17 points and Ipswich 17 points. They're done. I think there's the Wolves is sitting above the relegation points. I mean, 4 points above the relegation points. They see in around it. They see in and around it. But then, of course, definitely, I don't see Wolves, dropping down. So it seems like that's just a done deal. And these three teams happens to be the three teams that got promoted into the Premier League this season. You know what I mean? And a lot of persons were thinking that they'll be going back. I thought maybe one of them is going to come out and pull the string, like what Brentford has done. Brentford came into the league, and you know how the first game Brentford played in the Premier League was against Arsenal. You remember that 2-0 win against Arsenal away. At the London Stadium, right? What's Brentford Stadium is the London Stadium in it. No. I think so. Brentford Stadium, Arsenal was away on the first day of the league that season and lost 2-0 to Brentford. And since then, Brentford has been really rock solid in the Premier League. You know what they've been, you can see what they've been doing all season. You know what I mean? Even with the departure of Ivan Toney, these guys are still really bowling. And I see Ivan Toney doing really good in the Saudi League. Yeah, I saw him like he's matching up with them, Benzema and Ronaldo, in terms of goals. I think he got about 17 goals. But it's just about 2 goals adrift these guys or stuff. He's doing his thing, It's good to, when you get to a new place, it's not like you lose the steam, like you still playing, you still scoring your goals, and then you make more money, No, I mean, that's the essence of it, of this also. Good luck, Ivan Tony, you know what I mean? Now, let's talk about uh, you know, now the title challenge. Can we have a chat about this title challenge? I've been saying this. I've been saying this. This title, I do not want it done early enough. Not because as an Arsenal fan, I had hope. Like when it was 9 points, I know like it was done, and I've been saying that all day here. I knew actually it was done. And don't get me wrong. There was a point where just a little flip just needed to happen. City just needed to win Liverpool, and Arsenal just needed to win West Ham, and then we come to 2 points, and the whole thing would get chopped off to 2 points potentially. And I was thinking like, whoa, that was going to be a miracle, but then instead of going that way, that's football for you. Instead of going that way, it went the opposite way. Arsenal lost, Liverpool won, and the gap skyrocketed. And currently, we are sat 13 points, adrift Liverpool. It's the league with 10 games to go. 10 games to go. Even though Arsenal got a game in hand, so even if Arsenal was going to win that game, it's still 10 points. 10 points. It's still an expansion from 9 points. And we have very fewer games to go. It will be calamitous, like it will be a disaster if Liverpool bottle 10 points in 10 games. 10 games left, and you bottle 10 points. It will be calamitous. It will be horrendous. It will be unforgivable. It will absolutely be shambolic if Liverpool bottle 10 points, or potentially, let me say, 13 points from 10 games, or 13 points from 11 games. Let me just use that because Arsenal are currently uh, uh, having an outstanding game. It will be shambolic, trust me. So I don't see that happening. And yeah, you could just imagine if Arsenal won their outstanding games, and then it comes down 10 points. Liverpool just lose a game. Arsenal wins. It's 7 points. Just don't get me wrong, I'm not giving any hope. But I'm just trying to quote a scenario. Imagine it happens like that. Liverpool lost a game and Arsenal win their outstanding and win the following game. It becomes 7 points. And then with having that in mind that Arsenal have Liverpool to play at the Anfield, you know what that means. If you're playing against each other, it's a 6 pointer. It's an automatic 6 pointer. And that can reduce from 7 points down to 3 points if Arsenal gets to perform at their best and win that game. Say, for example, I'm not saying that's happening, or I'm saying there's an assurance, but it can happen, of course. It's a possibility. As far as football is concerned, it's a possibility. And then automatically 13 points can come down to 3 points. And that is just happening with only 2 losses from Liverpool. Only 2 losses. So don't get too carried away like the league is going to be blown up. Yeah, Arsenal just need to be on their best, at least win the rest of their games, win every game, and of course, then you can talk about like this game going down to maybe the last day of the league, which is going to be beautiful. Liverpool are definitely going to win it, but if the game goes down to the last day of the Premier League season, it's going to be really, really good. You know what I mean? So. Well, yeah, I hope the Premier League still get excited. I really hope it still, get back the flu the that source. I hope that interest or that enthusiasm comes back into the title challenge. You know what I mean? It will be really great. Yeah, that's my own take on it. I'm not really giving anything to Arsenal, but that's my own take on it. Then let's talk about the European games forthcoming. Like European games forthcoming. Wow. Oh man, it was a big game yesterday. Arsenal traveled away to PSV Eindhoven, and trust me, I was really, really skeptical about that game as well. On a norm, I would be, I would be buzzing. I'd be, yeah. like this our game is the only hope we got and stuff like that. But I was really flat because I actually watched the games that we played, previously. The last two games against West Ham and Forest had all the positions, had all the ball. Final third, nothing. We were not producing nothing. No, there was nothing coming up because these guys were playing low blocks. And when you play low blocks against Arsenal recently, Arsenal were absolutely have no idea how to break down low blocks currently. And that's exactly what these guys did. And we ended up getting just 1 point from 6 points. You know what I mean? So I was really, really flat. But when the game started, and especially when the game was just about to start, when I saw the stadium was rocky. But the only thing that gave me, hope that something can actually happen, that Arsenal could do something, was the way the players were so cool. They were so calm. Like the stadium was rocky, the flags everywhere, the fans were really, really on them. The guys were so cool. Like nothing was happening. I was just looking like nothing. Come on, like they were playing. It was the situation was just like when Arsenal was going to play a team like say Southampton at the Emirates. Like the feeling was nothing. You didn't see any tension at all. And then the game began, and they were on them immediately. They were on them like, but that first goal was very unlucky. It got cancelled from Declan Rice. It got cancelled. His toe was just a bit offside. It was right decision by the way. But after then, that that guy like, and that's where our defense has been really really beautiful. It's been really really beautiful. That pressure from Gabriel wasn't talked about at all. Gabriel pressured that guy and forced him to sky that ball, and then of course he hit the bar. It was that pressure from Gabriel, and Gabriel had to stretch because he was returning from he was actually returning back and then challenging for that ball, and the pressure, the way he went in for that ball, the tackle, he was so intentional, the block, he positioned very well, and the guy had to, sky that ball and hit the bar back, and of course we didn't concede. But after then, that was it for the team. But that was it for PSV Eindhoven. And of course, goals started coming from Timber hitting the ball, and a very good header, touched it go very well. And that second goal, I will definitely find that clip. That second goal, a goal made in Islington, scored in Eindhoven. What a player we've got in hand in Ethan Wanyeri. Miles Lewis Kelly is levels. Trust me, Miles Lewis Kelly is levels. Like that guy is very confident. I love him. He progresses the ball the way I really, really want. He progresses the ball. He finds spaces. The way he pushes the ball through defense, through midfield, through defense. I love him. His hold of the way the guy is strong. I love it. Yeah, he has a problem. Yeah, and which everyone knows already. His last tackle, like when he goes for the final tackle. But which is something he's only 18 years, and it's something he's definitely going to learn. For God's sake, he's even not a defender. He's a midfielder. You know what I mean? So him doing all of that, I mean, credit to him. He's done nothing wrong for me. I won't, I won't look at him and feel like he's done anything wrong. Yeah, he only needs to learn, and I feel from his reaction to the substitution that was made when Ateta brought him off 35 minutes, any player is going to flare, but his reaction tells me that yeah, he's willing to learn. He's willing to learn. You know what I mean? So quality. Ethan Waneri is a bowler. That guy, the way he moves with the ball, with confidence, with pace, with his precision. Oh my days! Saka, everyone are talking about Saka. Like Saka needs to be really up on his game when he comes back. If not, man, if not, fans will be up for this guy. Like, yeah, and it's a really good situation we've got there with Ethan, and yeah, we really look up to how that guy is going to progress, next season. You know what I mean? So that's that for for the game, and of course the rest is history. Goals galore from everywhere. Merino scoring his goal from little flicks and all of that. But that goal was great. His composure was great when he took that shot. You know what I mean? Goals again from Odegaard, Trossard, and all of them. Calafiori. Calafioри's goal was classy. I think it was the second best goal for me. Ethan's goal was best for me, of course, because of the consistency, the way he does it confidently and all of that. Calafiori's goal is the second best. What a striker's finish. I said that when I was watching that game, I said, why can't this guy play in the striker role? Like he should be given that position of Merino. Trust me, he's going to do better. Trust me, I know Merino got the height. He can actually score the area balls and all of that. But this guy is good in the feet. He's good on the feet. He can strike the ball, and he actually looks more of a striker. You know what I mean? Yeah, but then it's a good problem to have, and we have these two guys, and I hope that in the nearest future we'll get to explore all the potential that we got at the team, and of course add good quality up front. Isaac, of course, is priority for me, and like I said, if you can get Isaac, get Gyökeres. If you can get Gyökeres, get Osimhen. Three of them or no one else. You know what I mean? That is what puts us in the place to fight for the Champions League. You know what I mean? So it's a good place to be. And Maximum Point Sport again. Welcome back to this channel again. And if you are here and you are not subscribed yet, please, I indulge you to hit the subscribe button, like this content, and let me know your comment, what you think about what every point I've made, including the title challenge, the Premier League title challenge, and of course we'll be talking about the Arsenal Champions League title hopes. You know what I mean? And we'll be doing that after the next game in the Champions League at home to PSV Eindhoven. So thank you, Lord. Thank you for your time, and of course, I hope to see you soon.